are they doing, Magnus? Bring them back.
And king b7, another amazing move. Nakamura says, hey, you want to attack down the a-file? No. I'm the boss down the a-file. Magnus doing everything he can to distract Nakamura. Here comes the queen. Here come the mate threats.
No.
Dire straits for Magnus. He's on the ropes.
I don't even know what to recommend here.
Queen c1, rook a2.
It's insane. I can't find a move. Hikaru is doing it.
He's got 15 seconds to find a move, and Magnus closes his eyes and goes all in. And
oh my goodness, rook takes b6.
Rook a2. He missed it.
Oh my goodness, rook takes b6 again.
Rook takes b6 and it's over. Rook takes b6.
It's all over.
And he missed it.
Oh my goodness, he still has something. Maybe rook c7 for a draw.
Both rooks are sacrificed.
Oh my goodness, might be winning, by the way, but he only needs a draw as the match clock expires and Hikaru is exasperated.
Oh my gosh, Aman. Hikaru had forced mate. And it's a draw by agreement. And it's the match.
He offers a draw, a gentleman's draw, and I mean, what a finish. It literally comes down to the last game, and look at the smile on even Hikaru's face. These guys are just two titans, two champions going at one another.
You cannot script this any better. Before we do anything.
And yes, it came down to the final game. We can see Hikaru on the left, 12.5, Magnus Carlsen, 13.5. But after the blitz portion, 5 + 1, 3 + 1, total equals score. But Magnus managed to win the bullet. Let's go to the final game. Alright, this was an epic final game, and let's see how this final bullet unfolded. So Hikaru has the black pieces, and he needs a win to tie the match and go to the tie breaks. So the opening was played super fast, and Hikaru is not playing theory here. He's trying to get a double-edged game. And here, he could have played actually g5, but he went king b8. Carlsen plays king b1. Now what to do? And rook he8. This position is very tense. So the game goes on. And here a lot of pieces are exchanged. This is black to play. And first surprise of the game, bishop a2 check. And now Magnus quickly sidesteps. What it has taken that bishop? Well, queen e6 checks, the double attack, that's a deadly check, and a queen f6, and black has winning chances. So king c1, bishop e6, the game goes on, very intense, king b2 by Magnus, and here Magnus play for the activity h5. He's giving up a pawn, black captures, and here he meets a great move. The great move was f5. On f5, then you do rook h1, the queen's move, and now you can see that the rooks are super active. So the queen retreats, and now you do rook g7, attacking the queen, only one square, and you can see tons of activity for white. Instead here, instead of playing f5, Magnus Carlsen playing rook h1. And now the queen comes back to b5. So if white had played a5 first, that wouldn't be possible. But now rook h6, and the game goes on at a super fast speed. Now we continue the game, and now what's going on? Well, Hikaru has played queen b7. What's the idea? Rook a8, and he wants to attack the white king. So white plays f5, trying to attack, and here Hikaru doesn't even want to move the bishop. He's playing queen f1, and he's threatening queen a1. And here Magnus capture on e6. And this is absolutely crazy, but Hikaru plays too quickly rook a1. But instead of playing rook a1, he had to play queen a1 check. And after this, rook a2 checks. The king has to go over here. And now queen d1 chasing the king. The king goes here, boom, you lose the rook. But if you go here, you can give a check first, and then you capture the rook with check. So in this position, clearly queen a1 and the game is over. Instead, rook a1 was the idea. Queen b1, right? So here, Magnus played queen c2. But he had to go for an attack like that. Because if the king recapture, boom, you can give a check and counterattack. Instead, he's trying to see the threat. And in this position, Hikaru had only one move. And he failed to find it. He played very quickly, but that was the wrong intuition. He had to find the super brilliant rook a2 check. And on that, you do check by the rook, and finally, you deliver checkmate on a1. That was a brilliancy. So once again over here, doing rook a2, followed by rook a8, and finally, you finish on a1. Instead, he plays rook a8. And if it's black's move, of course, rook a2 wins. But now Magnus going for the counter. He has no other choice. He takes here, black recapture, and here a brilliant move, rook c7 check, because you can't defend, you have to attack with white. Black takes, and white is down 2 rooks, but the black king is exposed, and the game continues, and here bishop e5. White can agree checkmate, but white only needs a draw, and the game ends up here. Because the king goes back, you can give a check like that, and let's say that on a check like that, if you're trying to come here, you're gonna be checkmated. Let's say king c6 over here, and now beautiful bishop c3, checkmate. So, in other words, a fantastic final game. Here, queen a1 was missed, rook a2 was missed, but finally, when it came to strike, white ended up with this crazy series of checks, saving the game and winning the entire speed championship. Now, let's see what the champions has to say, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I can just repeat what I said earlier, that you know, I'm happy to win. It's better to win than to lose, but I'm not satisfied. So I'm gonna be back and hoping to establish the dominance that I think I can.
I mean, first things first, for all the morons in chat who are busy saying stupid things, they'll be happy to hear me say this. But you know what I would say first and foremost is that frankly it was not a rivalry until probably the pandemic, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, Magnus had a great score against me. He won pretty much every match, I would say, that we played. Like, he won the SEC in 2016 and 2017. So, you know, Magnus just had a great score against me. So I think saying it's a rivalry is a little bit sort of questionable because it was very, very one-sided. But certainly since the pandemic began, I've done a lot better overall against him. And so I think it's fair to say that now it is pretty close to a rivalry, because it's like, even today, if you were to take this match after the first few games and go back 5 years, I would have completely folded and lost this match. And it would have been a complete disaster. So, you know, I'm really happy with the way that I played against Magnus. Obviously today, you know, he was just simply a little bit better at the critical moments, but, you know, I had my chances. And I think when you're playing against, you know, whether you want to call Magnus the greatest or second greatest, you know, all that whole debate, you know, he is one of the 2 best players of all time. And the fact that I'm able to compete with him, you know, I'm very happy.